I was originally going to start out on YouTube with reading oracle cards and tarot cards. I specialize in mediumship, talking to crossed-over loved ones. Those who know me know I lost my husband 4 years ago, the man of my dreams, after 27 years of the wrong guy, an abusive alcoholic. I joined a dating site 2 years ago for men who like big women. Mine is not an eating disorder. Believe me, if it was, that would have been cured when my husband died, because I actually went 7 weeks without eating. I ate 4 Ritz crackers a day with a bottle of water. I was peeing blood. I was hospitalized for 18 days over it, malnourished. I couldn't even eat one chicken nugget by the time I got there. I was trying to join him because he was all I had in the world. And my service dog died 4 weeks to the day he did. So basically, and then his sister Barb, the bitch, evil freaking woman, came here, destroyed my house, ripped everything off the walls, stole everything that belonged to me, my ex, and her brother. We had an upcoming wedding ceremony. We had signed papers 2 years before, but didn't let anybody know, so we were having an actual wedding in October of 2017, and James died in August of 2017. We had $3,000 worth of top shelf liquor for this party, and his sister stole that too. She swore the McNamee family was going to move me, pay for everything for 6 months, and I'd be set. Well, she lied. They didn't even video me in on his memorial service. I couldn't afford to do anything for him. Thankfully, his kind-hearted dad gave me half his ashes, which I had some tattooed in my arm, and that's his actual signature there. But that way, because, I don't have anybody in the world, so I figured if I die an unclaimed body, at least he'd be with me, right? So I started doing messages from heaven because I found out the importance of connecting people. I never charged, never will. And I just stayed here in this shit shack that we rented, that we were moving out of. 12 hours from when he died. We had worked with lenders for 6 months, picked out a house, built his credit. We were moving the next day. And he died 12 hours before. Never got to move. So I'm stuck in this shitty place. So a few weeks ago, the electric goes out in half the house. It's 115 degrees here in the Arizona desert. Inside the house, mind you, and I have cats. They're my babies. They kept me from dying. I even have a doctor's note for them because that's all that I had to live for when James died. And I reached out for help being disabled. My power chair's broken. My van's broken down. Actually, I went back on my Facebook memories today, and it's been broken down for over a year. And I paid the stimuluses and got these shade tree mechanics, the wannabe. Everybody was wrong about what was wrong with it. Wasted all the money to get it repaired. Never had it fixed. Finally shipped it off to Ford, and they said I needed a transmission, steering column, the leaf spring is rubbing, and the rear differential is leaking again, which James and I had fixed twice. So basically, I just don't have the money to fix it. I get $813 a month. Well, when I reached out for help over the electric, I reached out into a local group and nobody would help me, but the slumlord came and gave me a 30-day notice that I have to be out of here, that my month to month is over. Well, they lifted the ban on people who didn't pay their rent, so they can be evicted now, and all those people moved to the Kingman, Arizona area and rented up all the cheap stuff, and it made the rents here go from $400 to $1,200. Even a shitty trailer in Kingman is $1,100. I wouldn't live in one. This place is dump enough. I have plywood on the floors to support me in my wheelchair. I can't go off the wood or I'll fall through the floor. There's just so much wrong here, and now in the last few days I'm here, the roof sprung a leak, and I'm not calling him. He told us when we moved in, this was his mother's property. She was an old lady. When she died, he was selling it, and don't expect him to fix a damn thing. So I never really contacted him over very much. He sent his little puppet out here when I told him I had no electricity, and she came out and changed out a breaker, not a breaker, receptacle. And then he sent this He goes, I'm sending a great big fat old man over there. He's been with us for years. Everything with him is, oh, it's been here for years. They've been with us for years, which is a lie. His maintenance men that come out here before said he's so shady, they all quit. Like, there's been at least 20 of them in the last 6 years I've been here. Nobody stays. But anyway, so I got heat stroke twice over that, and now I have a week left to move, and I'm just having a hard time. Anyway, back to the dating site stuff. That's the shit that's going on in my life. Joined a dating site for men who like big women. Met a few guys. I met one from Vegas, the first guy I ever met, and let me tell you, this guy was a jerk. Okay? Player to the word go. Pointed at my penis and said that needs to go. Well, let me tell you, I should have pointed at his dick and said that needs to grow. Okay? 7 foot tall dude with child-sized weenie. Anyway, then he smacked my teeth one day and said that needs to get fixed. Fuck you, yours overlap, you ugly creep. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was kind of desperate. This is 2.5 years after James died, and I thought I would never find anybody. Well, I've met a few since, but I'm just not, they don't bring me there, not sexually. They just don't satisfy my need or my, I don't know. They're not James. So I don't know how long it's going to take until I find my Mr. Right. I want women to know, don't settle. Okay, big girls, you're beautiful. You're beautiful inside and out. Don't do things you don't want to do. On this site, these guys are like, they'll come in the morning and they'll be like, hey, get me off. That's what you got hands for, okay? If you want a stranger, switch strokes. Switch hands mid-stroke. No. And then you get guys who are so disrespectful. A guy told me yesterday, I was still just searching on there, and a guy said, you're wasting my time. I said, okay, well, I mean, this guy's creepy, ugly, ugh. And he goes, if you ain't putting out, then there's no use in me talking to you. I said, well, keep on going. I don't just have sex with anybody. I respect myself, and I'm not going to settle for just anybody. And my preferences are set to what I want. And one guy told me that's a tall set of shoes to fill. Well, when it gets filled, that's when I'll have my next guy. I believe in soulmates, but we have a lot. We have a lot of soulmates in our life, even our family members. And I believe before we came here, we signed a soul contract. And everybody in our life is here for a reason. And so don't let people degrade you. Don't do things you don't want to do for attention. It's not worth it. Don't lose who you are for a guy. They just aren't worth it. I mean, I have my cats. Yeah, okay, I'm a crazy cat lady. I love my cats. They're all I have to live for. Every day I wake up and I'm thankful for them. Every day I wake up for them laying on my throat, suffocating me. No, not really. But I mean, James was a dream come true, and I only had him 3.5 years. Before him, I was with a creepy, ugly old man that was 22 years older than me. Again, I was beat down my whole life, came from an abusive background, neglected, always told I'd never amount to anything. And when I started to become something, I was set back because, they didn't want me to outdo their prize child. Prize child? Really? Yeah, she's nothing. What does she ever amount to? Yeah, she got a degree. Guess what? Big fucking deal. I mean, she's book educated. Common sense? No. And then there's, a bunch of kids in between, but whatever. At least I have common sense, at least I have self-worth. No. Don't settle, women. Don't do things you don't want to. These guys want you to be like a perverted piece of dirt. Don't do it. Don't degrade yourself because you think you're not beautiful because you're big. Big has nothing to do with it. It's whether you're skinny or big, you're beautiful inside and out. People used to ask James, I'd be in my wheelchair and he'd sit in my lap and we'd ride through casinos and stuff. And they'd ask him, why are you with her? And he'd say, it's a secret. If I tell you, you'd want to be with her too. Well, then they'd follow us around. And if another man came up to talk to me, James would kiss me. He always held my hand. He had no problem with public display of affection. And he was tall, muscular, thin. I mean, he was a really good-looking guy. And I was blessed. Every day I'd look at him and go, how did I land this guy? Amazing. And then he died. Stood there, stared me in the eyes, and dropped dead one Saturday night. I couldn't even walk. I couldn't walk for a few days. I was set back. I couldn't get out of bed. Nah. But I'm never, ever going to let a guy put me down for who I am. I'll get my teeth fixed if I feel like it. It's me. I'm unique. Like I tell people, I'm one of a kind. Once you meet me, you'll never forget me. And yeah, I may be struggling right now, and I do have abilities and gifts, and yeah, I could be out here putting myself out there making money. Oh, I'll do your tarot or oracle reading. Donate, give me money. They're gifts. They were given to me. I give them back freely. But the thing is, right now I'm kind of pissed off because I do make gemstone jewelry, and I've made over 200 pieces. I got them sitting up there in a container. I make beautiful jewelry, and I was trying to get donations for the jewelry. No set price. And I'll cut it to anybody's size. I even started a group on Facebook, Healing in Gemstones. I've got over 200 pieces in there. On my Facebook profile, I have a public photo album of jewelry. No set price, because not everybody can afford. This stuff was purchased at least 11 years ago when I was with the creepy ex-old guy. And I was trying to do a fundraiser. And the owner of Chick-fil-A in Thomasville, Georgia, wouldn't let me use his parking lot because he said his Christian customers might not like it. I need life-saving surgery, but that didn't matter. His Christian customers might get upset that I used the parking lot. So you know what? I'll never eat at Chick-fil-A again because of that. Screw you. And I know his sister, so the owner's sister, I've known her since 44 years now, since we were kids in school. So yeah, that's another thing that pissed me off. But you know, I'm just gonna keep doing these videos and put them out there. If anybody doesn't like them, I don't care. If they thumbs down me, I don't care. If they complain, I don't care. I wrote books, and I couldn't continue. I had 3 publishers in 3 different states offer me to take my book for me a couple of years back. But every time I started to write, I was raped, I was tortured, I was starved. I mean, I've been through hell. I got hit by an 18-wheeler when I was 19 in my brand new car. I mean, the list goes on and on. I had a hernia that collapsed and took my abdomen down to my knees and filled with fluid. Don't know why. I had 22 failed pregnancies. Lost a total of 30 babies. Don't know why. I went to Mexico and got fertility drugs. I sent away to India for fertility drugs. And I lost every single baby. So even James and I lost 2. And I never gave up until he died. But instead of writing books, I'm just going to keep putting videos out there. And I'm going to share my life experiences in hopes that other people won't do it. I had Stockholm Syndrome. I wasn't in love with the guy that kept me prisoner for 27 years, but he had me mind screwed so bad that I believed I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. So I gave up my life. I quit working, and I went to work with him, working construction, put up with all the abuse, put up with his abuse. I mean, he was just a creepy old guy, and he finally got caught beating the crap out of me one day when I came home from the hospital because I had a PICC line in my arm, and he was beating the crap, punching me until I couldn't breathe while I was sitting on the bed. And a friend of mine that I asked to take care of him while I was in the hospital, I forgot to tell her I was coming home a day early. And so she rolled in on her scooter because she had diabetes and was missing half a leg. And she said, "Dennis, what in the hell are you doing?" And he was putting his pants on backwards and his shoes on the wrong feet and walking around the parking lot saying I was beating him. And like, I was in the hospital. And so he had it planned all along that if he got caught, what he was doing. I have his laptop with videos of him. He turned to bestiality. He decided he wanted to be bisexual at 70. He was trying to get me involved in this stuff, and I didn't want it. Him and I honestly hadn't been physically connected in 7 years. I had had enough. And he kept telling me, "You're changing." And I said, "No, I'm coming back to who I was. You're no longer controlling me. There's a difference." And he said, "I don't like it, bitch." I don't care what you like. So then that's when I met James. You know, Dennis walked out. James walked in. James and I were just best friends for a few months until one day I finally kissed him. That's another story that's really cute for another video, but I just wanted to put feelers out there and see what would happen if I started sharing some of the horrible things that I went through and the torment so that I could help other women get out of bad relationships, know that you're worth it, You don't have to be a slave to anybody. You don't have to be anybody's, puppet on a string, or, nobody should control you. You should have free will. God gave us free will. We have free will. And so I don't want anybody to settle, make sacrifices, just because they don't have self-worth. Look at yourself and know you're beautiful. I don't care. I got scar on my eyebrow. Right now I got tons of fluid buildup because it's raining here. It's our monsoon. I can take a water pill and lose 20 pounds overnight, but it comes right back. So, I was denied my paniculectomy to remove my abdomen that collapsed to my knees. I was denied surgery in January, not for any reason other than it's fluid, and the surgeon told me, you have a 5% chance of survival. I don't want you to die. He said, I read your medical records. And I had no idea that for the past 10 years, doctors write down everything you say. And they even wrote down notes from when I was with the creepy old guy who was with me. And then they wrote down notes from when I was with Dennis. That was Dennis. Ugh. And then when I was with James, and they wrote down I was a whole new person with a great personality, a sense of freedom, sense of self-worth. I'm 56, and I've lived a life of hell. And I do want to live a little bit before I die. I want to have some kind of life, but right now life's a struggle. Like I said, I make $813 a month. I live in this shit shack because it's $600 a month. And now he said, the slumlord told me last year, you're going to die in that house just like your husband. He said, and then I'll throw they'll haul your dead carcass off. And he said, like I'm an animal or something. And then I'll fix the house up and re-rent it. What a dirtbag, mama's boy. He's such a... And everything about him is, you want to bet money? You want to bet money? No, I don't. Money doesn't buy you integrity. It doesn't buy you looks. Damn sure didn't buy him looks. It doesn't buy you self-worth. It doesn't buy you manners, morals, or anything. It can buy you material things, but you don't take those with you. Be good to people and make sure they're good to you. Don't let people beat you down just because of what you look or feel like. Find something beautiful about yourself every day. Personally, I love my hair. Right now it needs to be dyed. And I also think I have amazing eyes. I used to wear color contacts. I started that a few years ago. I got addicted, but after a year they're no good. So I can't, Someday I'll get them again. But still, I found things. I love my personality. I love my gifts. I love the fact that I'm a psychic medium. I love the fact that I have a built-in lie detector. And yeah, I let people screw me over. Yeah, I let people take advantage of me. That's why I have nothing. But you know what? In the end, karma. I live by karma. What you put out comes back. It's a boomerang. People go, karma's a bitch. Only if you are. I'm still waiting for my good to come back because I took care of people. I paid their car payments. I paid their rent. I paid their auto insurance. Even had this one chick I was friends with way back when. She stole my car payment from under my seat. Yeah, old Brenda stole my damn car payment. Evil as they come. And I had paid her for her car payment for her and bought her and her boyfriend food and whatever. Then when they got married, I looked after their kids for free and all kind of crap. But anyway, it's just one thing after another. Don't lose who you are. Do not for any reason let anybody put you down and let you think that you're anything less than beautiful, no matter what. Don't settle, don't sacrifice, and just because you're big, don't let these jerks out there say, you need to do this for me. No. I had a AAA MedEx driver whip his dick out in my yard when he brought me back from Vegas one day from the doctor. And he's like, hey, come here and suck it. Ew. I said, if you and I were the last two people on earth, I would rip a tree branch off and whittle it down if I wanted sex. This guy was disgusting. And of course, he went back and said that I made a move on him. Bag of puke. No. So they cut my med rides for a while. Like I said, it's been one thing after another, but I wasn't going to degrade myself. Just because I'm big doesn't mean I'm desperate. Don't settle, people. Come on, women. Know your worth. Know you're beautiful. Do not let these people put you down. Anyway, I'm going to see how this video does. It's long. It's almost 20 minutes. But at least I'm not trying to sing. I'm not begging for money, because if I could, nah, I won't. I did do stand-up comedy years ago, and I was good. So I might do a little bit of that too, but right now I want to put feelers out and let people know you're beautiful women. No matter what your size, you're beautiful. Don't take any crap from anybody. So, for now, Dana's signing off and saying, I hope people like this, and I hope people realize that they're beautiful and they don't have to make sacrifices. And I'll keep jibber jabbering more and more about my life later on. Bye.